This is not financial advice, it's not legal advice for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out. So I'm thinking, see, man, analyzing that data, but like I tell every day, the day they release us is false. It's meant to give us a false narrative of the market so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, these hedges, the shills, they keep talking about the market liquidity. And they're trying to justify these unlimited counterfeit shares. They're saying that the market liquidity is why they need to be able to print billions of counterfeit shares on a whim. Okay? They're trying to justify it by saying that if it wasn't for the market liquidity, if it wasn't for the fact that they could just print shares when there aren't any, that it would be very, very expensive to trade without this market liquidity. It is nonsense. It makes no sense. And the bad actors are just trying to justify selling us counterfeit shares. And like I've told y'all in previous videos, the reason they call it synthetic shares is to minimize the criminality of the transaction. What would we call synthetic property deeds? We would call them counterfeit. What we call synthetic car title, we would call it counterfeit. What would we call synthetic Gucci bags? We would call it counterfeit. But somehow, in the United States stock market, it is synthetic shares, and it's the best way for the market to function. It's a Ponzi scheme waiting to explode, or implode rather. It is a Ponzi scheme, and the one who loses is the retail investors and the pension funds. And let's look at it even a little bit deeper. Could you imagine, I'm building a building. The building has 100 apartments. I sold all 100 apartments in the building. But then, because I have such a demand for apartments in the building, I start selling apartments that's already been sold and start issuing these people titles to these apartments. So now I only have 100 apartments, but I've issued 1,000 deeds for apartments in a building that only has 100 apartments. What would happen to me? I would be in jail for criminal fraud. But somehow, in the United States security market, you can sell 1,000 apartments even though there's only 100, and nobody bats an eye. Nobody sees a problem with it. Could you imagine a car manufacturer? They put out 1,000 Teslas, for example, and then they sold 100,000 titles to Tesla cars, knowing that they will never ever be delivered because there's only 1,000. That car company executive would be in jail. So how in the world are they allowed to keep doing this in the U.S. stock market? And then they always seem to do it with stocks that they are short on. Whenever they become short on the stock, all of a sudden the fail to delivers go up, the dog pool volume goes up. I mean, it is a Ponzi scheme in real time. And with AMC, GME, MULN, and BBBY, in my opinion, it is a crime of the century, and our regulatory agencies are silent to the corruption. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that unlimited shares justifies, or let me rephrase that, market liquidity justifies being able to print unlimited AMC shares? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.